52 Traders, episode 117.
If you're going to leverage your money, you need to leverage your knowledge as well.
Join Cam every week on the 52 Traders podcast or at 52traders.com to learn how to trade like the pros. This podcast is for educational and entertainment purposes only and is not investment, trading, or financial advice of any kind.
What's up, traders? Welcome to another installment of the 52 Traders podcast. I'm your host, Cam Hawkins, and today we have Craig Sloper on the show. Now, Craig's a fellow Kiwi who is actually a listener of the show, so this guy's avidly listened to a lot of the episodes here on 52 Traders, and in actual fact, this is a must-listen-to episode, primarily because he's actually taken the training and courses of most of the guys here on the podcast. When I say most of them that are offering up training and courses and stuff. So you can actually get a little bit of a review of a lot of the education that he's taken over the course of his career as a trader. He's got an amazing story to start you off, which I'm sure you'll all find educational and entertaining at the same time. It is quite phenomenal. And also, he's given us access to his MyFX book screenshot so we can see what his actual trading statements, or not statement, but his trading equity curve looks like. And what else can I tell you about this guy? Well, look, he's a Elliott Wave trader. Oh, yes, and I've got to say, this is, and I said it throughout the interview, this is probably the easiest way to understand Elliott Wave for anyone out there looking and thinking about how do I get my head around this thing called Elliott Wave. We really distill it down into the sort of nuts and bolts of literally one pattern that you need to follow. One pattern you need to learn, and if you learn this pattern, you should be able to just start earning pips. And Craig gives a great example of a way someone who is not making money in the markets can actually go about with very minimal investment, start actually making a return here. And it's probably the best answer I've had in all the episodes. You've got to hear this, guys. It's absolutely brilliant. Now, there was one other thing that really sort of sparked Craig's interest in, or not his interest, his turnaround in his success was a previous guest, funnily enough. So he's gone out often, he's been learning from these guys, a lot of the guys who've been on the show, and he's actually the first, I think it was one of the first guys he learned from is the guy that he's basically sort of stuck with in terms of the system that he's using now, and he's added to it with confirmation from some of the other guys. And I'm talking about traders like Barry Burns. So he's listened to Barry Burns' episode, went and bought Barry Burns' education, and basically he talks about how that sort of factors into his trading now. But the trader he did learn from initially, and he's based most of his Elliott Wave stuff off, and it's a good validation. I mean, somebody who's actually gone through and taken somebody's course, come back and done really well. It's really good validation on anyone who's educating out there. So this guy is Nicola Delish from, I think it's episode 6 or 7. It's way down there in the list. I'll go and have a look for you. I'm just on the computer at the moment. It's episode 7. So Nicola Delish was the guy he actually learned from. So he took one of Nicola's courses. And look, Nicola I've noticed, is actually offering a course at the moment. And as I look on the page here, there's 700. So he doesn't do it often, but there's 760 spots left. I've got to say, it is one of those sort of, quite garish marketing type pages. So there's a lot of bold text and colors and stuff. Bear that in mind. But look, listen to the interview with Craig, and you'll hear from someone who's actually learned from this guy, applied what he learned, and you'll be able to see his equity curve. You'll be able to hear him talk about it in detail, and the stuff that he gives us. He also gives us a great setup at the end of the show, like a brilliant trade. Okay, and we've got a marked up chart on there for pro members. So this is really this is one of the best episodes I've had, and this guy's like, he's a man on the street, Kiwi bloke. He actually lives in Australia, funnily enough. But it's a great episode. It's a really good episode. So I'm excited to let you guys in on this. Now, if you did want to, there is a link. So there's no link for Craig because he's just as I said, he's just a man on the street trader, right? But for Nicola, if you do want to take up Nicola's current course, I don't know how you get his old one, which Craig learnt, but the current one is, you can go, I've put a short link up there, it's 52traders.com/Nicola, and it's a guy, it's not a girl for those people in the Western world. Nicola it's a short code, and they'll get you access to the course that he's got running at the moment. And if I go through it quickly, what's it got in here? There's a whole lot of DVDs. I mean, do people watch DVDs anymore? A book. That's just at a glance. There's basically a whole bunch of stuff. All right, guys. So jump on board. 52traders.com/pro if you do want to hear this full episode with Craig, and if you want to jump on and take the same education that he's taken with regard to Nicola, who we had on episode 7 ages ago. Then he's actually got 760 spots left of his program, which is available through the link 52traders.com/Nicola. All right, guys. So without further ado, I think that's it for now. Let's get on with the show. All right, folks. So here we are back again, 52 Traders. This is a bit of a special episode. So we've got a guy who's been on the show. Not been on the show. Who's been listening to almost every show. Fellow Kiwi, funnily enough, who's will be unknown to most people here listening. Some people might know him because he's also in one of the programs that is an offshoot of 52 Traders, which is Andre's mentoring program. So he's recently joined up to that. So Craig's been in contact with me and let me know that his trading's heading in the right direction. He sent me through a few screenshots of MyFX book accounts and other things as well, just to sort of show where he's at with his trading. And I've got to say, it looks pretty good. So, Craig, how are things over there in Upper Victoria in Australia?
Hey Cam, I'm up in northern Victoria. Yeah, it's pretty good here. It hasn't been too hot today, but got a 34 degree tomorrow. So
wow,
yeah, not really looking forward to that. And it does get up to 45 in the summer here. So
wow. And whereabouts in New Zealand did you grow up?
Mainly Waikato, Hamilton area.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think you've got a stronger New Zealand accent than me. You don't even live here.
Well, I'm probably a bit nervous talking to you. I'm not used to it. I'm used to driving tractors and milking cows all day, so maybe that's bringing out my New Zealand accent.
Yeah, I've probably got the worst New Zealand accent ever in terms of it being strong. It's just not strong at all.
Yeah.
Right, so look, we've got you on the show. You're an avid listener of the show. You listen to, as we talked before, almost every single episode. You've joined up with Andre's mentorship, and the reason I want to mention this is because you sort of go, why is Craig going and getting more mentorship for? What's he need it for? And when I actually look at Andre, I sort of know, and if you don't know who Andre is, go back and listen to episode 88 and you'll find out. But I go back and look at Andre and go, well, this guy's, he's gone and learned from every mentor under the sun. He's still learning from mentors. He's still adding to the mentors that he learns from. He's keeping in contact with some of them, made friends with some of them. And it seems like, a lot of people sort of look at the approach of, let's just get one mentor and be done with it. And I'm sorted. But I think the reality is you've got to sort of, to really get this game locked away, you need to sort of spread your, I suppose it's put your eggs in more than one basket to find the solution for yourself. Now, Craig, that was my little spiel, but I think we should get into the questioning here before the show becomes too outrageously long. So can you give us a bit of your background and tell us how you first got into trading?
Yeah, it's not a pretty beginning. So I was doing something on my computer and something flicked up about binary options. I think a lot of people get into trading with sort of introduced to it through binary options. And actually, I think it was Andre that got scammed with the binary options, and mine's pretty much the same story.
Oh, I don't know if he did. It was I
was one of them.
A guy called Shope Ina. He got scammed by binary options.
If you
Andre got
to that
scammed by
story,
somebody else.
Yeah, if you listen to that story, my story's pretty similar.
Oh, really? Oh, no.
Yeah.
That was that was a terrible story. And I actually, just sorry, on a side note, I saw an article just recently of some guy who ended up topping himself after getting into one of those scams because these guys are taking thousands and thousands, tens of thousands of dollars from people. Anyway, go on, carry on with the story.
Well, I got introduced to it and sort of just learned enough that I thought I knew sort of what I was doing and how it worked. And I ended up losing about $25,000. Yeah, about 25K. Wow. And it was money that I didn't have. I just maxed out my credit cards. I just, the greed set in. And I was just so stupid. But yeah, that's what I did. So
how long ago was that?
Like, it's not like I didn't top myself or anything, but like I certainly had some depression from it. So because that was a lot of money for me, and then just paying the interest every month just to remind you of it and to rub salt into the wound.
Yes.
So that was my initiation to trading.
Not a good sign. And I mean, can you talk us through that experience in a little bit more detail in terms of what exactly, how did it play out, and how did you manage to lose so much?
Yeah, it was just like these guys, they reassure you that they know exactly what they're doing, and they're going to make you rich. And I basically thought that I was onto a really good thing, and just started imagining all the flash cars and everything that I was going to have, and it was actually sort of two brokers at the same time, to be honest. And like one of them, I didn't even take the trades; they took the trades for me. So and it was just it was just gone really, really quickly, and I just couldn't believe it.
And can you remember the name of the brokers?
I've kind of
mentally blocked it out.
One of them I have, and the other one was Bank to Binary. Yeah.
Okay, so be wary, guys. And so I mean, it sounds like the Shop Einer experience in terms of, and guys, if you want to listen to that, go back and listen to the show. But it was the whole you're up this much and you're up that much, and you just need to put a bit more money in.
Well, that's what they did. Like they said, just put $1,000 in, we'll show what we can do, and then like within a couple of days, they showed you a statement and you doubled your money. Like you've made $1,000. It was that easy. And that's sort of how they suck you in, because, I don't even know whether those trades were real. They could have just been fabricated for all I know, but from what I've heard, I'd actually put money on the fact that they were fabricated, and there probably was no win. But it was very much we can play on the psychology of the whole thing, and they know what works. Somebody's worked it out and gone. Yeah. If people think they're winning, they're going to be more likely to put more in, and then sorry mate, you lost half your deposit, but we'll get it back tomorrow. Yeah, that sort of thing. Right. Okay. So tell us a bit about you personally. So that was how you first got into it. Sorry, we'll get your full story in a second. But what do you do personally? I work on a dairy farm, so just driving tractors, milking cows, everything that needs to be done on the farm, I'm pretty much there to do it. So, and I'm also a part-time dad with a 9-year-old son. So I work 45 hours a week on the farm, plus look after my boy, keep custody, and trying to learn this trading gig at the same time.
And why did you move to Australia?
I was actually working just south of Auckland in a prison as a corrections officer, and my partner at the time, she got pregnant, and we just thought it was going to be a much better lifestyle to bring up our son on a farm rather than both of us working shift work. It was just going to be really difficult. So I got offered I'd been dairy farming in the past, and one of the consulting officers on one of the farms that I used to work on. He bought a farm over here in Victoria and just sort of headhunted me and asked me to come over and manage his farm. So I agreed to it. Big change, but yeah, that's what brought me over to Australia.
Brilliant. Okay, and so you've told us about your binary options experience. I mean, how did things play out after that? All right, folks, hope you enjoyed that teaser of the Craig Sloper episode. Now, as I said, there's a ton of value in here, not just from a trading perspective, for not just Elliott Wave traders. Trust me, guys, this is not for Elliott Wave traders. If you are an Elliott Wave trader, you'll probably find it interesting as well. But if you're not, man, this is a great episode. He really does share a ton of value in here from a simple way for anyone to make money without any knowledge, with minimum effort as well. Like minimum, I'm telling you, sort of the lowest potential effort you could probably put into it. And secondly, he gives us a great setup, like a killer trade, a bullet trade for want of a word, at the end of the show as well. So guys, on top of that, you can find out what half the guys I've interviewed are actually like, because he sort of does a sort of summary of their courses and who he's used and who he's found useful. But one guy he did use and did sort of find the method that he likes, and it suited him, although he's adapted it slightly. But you can learn from this guy now, and there are spots open, 760 spots open. Do bear in mind that is one of those sort of garishly sort of looking at marketing type pages. But to get there, if you're interested in finding more about Nicola Delish and learning more about Elliott Wave and how he approaches it and how Craig learnt what to do, then jump onto 52traders.com/Nicola, Nicola. It's a guy, but he's got a girl's name here in the Western world. Now, last but not least, if you want to hear the full episode and want to get all this information, then jump on to 52traders.com. You'll find a link on the site somewhere, or go 52traders.com/pro, or just if you're on your phone, there'll be a link in the show notes direct to the page where you can get access to not just this episode, but all of the episodes. It's like your trading library of what to do and what not to do on an ongoing basis. Get all the new releases. It's $4.97 gets you in the door. That's all. All right, guys. Until next time, I'll catch you later.